We both love all-inclusive resorts, but the trip you see on the booking screen isn't always the trip you get. We learned that the hard way.
One resort we booked was calm all week until Saturday morning hit and a day pass crowd showed up that we never even saw coming. Now, before we book anything, the first thing we check isn't the price. It's what a full week there would actually feel like for us.
So once we find a resort that we actually like and we're excited about, we want to figure out what kind of week is this place going to actually give us. We typically will start with the size of the resort. And for us, honestly, we like bigger resorts. We like having options, we like having different areas to explore. But what we've also learned is big can mean a lot of walking. From the room to breakfast, to the pool to the beach, lunch, then dinner. For some people, that's part of the fun. Just like for us, we love it. For other people, after a couple days, it starts to feel like you're walking all day. So before we book, we just make sure the size matches the kind of week we're trying to have.
And then there's the food. Because if the reviews keep saying bland, cold, long waits, we're gonna feel that every single day. So before we hit book, we look for a variety beyond the buffet. We scan for patterns and what guests keep repeating in their reviews. And we check what's truly included versus what might cost extra, so there are no surprises once we arrive.
Then we'll take a look at the crowd. Is it quiet, laid back, family friendly, adults only, or is there a high energy party? Typically, we're looking for something more in the middle. We like to know that there's stuff going on, but we also like to just relax and find a place to just chill. So at that point, we're basically gonna check the resort photos, a couple guest reviews, and a lot of times we'll even go to YouTube and watch a walkthrough video of the place to get what's really going on.
So if you like travel stuff that's not overhyped, you can subscribe if you'd like to and come hang out with us. We're not travel agents. We're just sharing what's worked for us in the past, and hopefully it'll help you skip the headaches.
So even if the vibes are perfect on the surface, we will always check to see what's actually happening right now at the resort. Things change. Time of year matters, renovations happen, the crowd shifts. It all can completely change the way the vibes are right now versus a different time of year. We will go straight into the newest reviews from the last few weeks, and then instead of going through the hundreds of random stories, we'll use the search bar to find the things that would actually change the trip for us. This is where we check for that Saturday morning surprise we had mentioned earlier. We type day pass to see if resorts open the gates to everyone on the weekends. We'll also search for terms like pool chairs, weekend, lines, noise, Wi-Fi. We'll even check for construction because that's not going to be on the booking page.
And if we're seriously considering booking, I'll join a Facebook group for that specific resort because that's where people post what's happening in real time. The photos don't lie. And even if all of that looks great, the next problem can start before you ever check in. So if everything still looks solid, the next thing we do is check how far the resort is from the airport. Because there was one time when we fell in love with a resort and realized the last minute, right before we hit book, it was 3 hours from the hotel to the airport, and that just broke our hearts.
Once you picture the trip, you've already started living it in your head. But for us, after a long travel day, a drive like that just isn't worth it. So now we'll verify the map ourselves. So let's say we find a great resort, we find the right size, location for us, everything is checking our boxes. Next, we'll just double check and make sure that there's no extra costs or anything like that, because at the end of the day, we don't really like to be surprised.
We're scanning for the stuff that can surprise you after you book. We learned this after one booking looked perfect, and then we noticed a nightly resort fee. So now we scan for any surprise costs, environmental taxes due at check-in, transfer fees, or anything marked premium.
And even if the numbers look good, one word in the room description can still change the whole trip.
And now we do one last reality check. We check the photos to make sure that the trip that we're booking is the trip that they're selling in the photos.
Heather and I have both learned the hard way that ocean view can be a very flexible term. Sometimes it's a real view, and sometimes it means that you can see a sliver of the blue if you stand on your tiptoes on the balcony. So now we'll hunt for normal day guest photos of the exact room name, not the professional marketing shots, to see if we can actually see the ocean over there.
We'll also scan reviews for words like musty, damp, or mold, because a bad room can take you out of the vacation mindset for days. We also do this for the beach, because sometimes the beach can be rocky, it can be narrow, and sometimes it can be not even on the property, across the street with a shuttle. We just want to know what we're actually booking, not what the booking screen makes it look like.
So there it is. That's how we book now. We're still trying to figure things out. We still mess up from time to time, but we've made enough mistakes to know what actually leads to a good week and what doesn't.
So we're just trying to make sure that the trip we picture in our heads is the one that we get to actually show up to. The booking screen is where a vacation can go right or it can go sideways.
And if you enjoyed this video, we'd love to have you join by hitting subscribe. And we also will leave our personal checklist in the description if you want to use that for your next trip. See you guys.
Bye.